Hello, everybody. I'd like to continue the Let's Read saga going on here. Today, it's going to be something that I wrote. It's original work. Before you get your hopes up way too high, actually, do get them up high because I wrote this when I was 11, and I was out in the middle of the country. I just turned 11, so that's cool. It was February of 1998, and I wrote this on our first computer we ever got, Windows 3.1 with like Works 95. Or it was just called Microsoft Works, I think. I don't think it was called 95. It was Microsoft Works. And so, I want to read this for you. Out in the country, you got to make your own fun. And the way I did that, one of the ways anyway, was to write my own stuff. So this one is about some chickens. I had cats and I had chickens as pets. That's pretty much how it goes. So, yeah. Here we go. This is... Instead of chapter, by the way, they're called chickens. So this is Chicken 1, The Landing. Also, I'm going to... all right, Zach, shut up. Just start reading. I'm just going to abbreviate names. It all started when I was riding my bike from my friend Ryan J's house. I was on my way to my other friend's house, Eric L., when all of a sudden, I heard a strange noise coming from the sky. I looked up and saw the weirdest thing I'd ever seen in my life. It was little green spotted eggs like from Yoshi's Island. I thought I might have seen a cloud with a giant black and white spotted chicken mixed with a Yoshi. It had a Yoshi-shaped head and neck with chicken wings, legs, and tail. It also had Yoshi arms. But that was what I thought I saw. Well, it didn't matter. The only thing that mattered now was to get away from whatever it was that was hurtling eggs at me and go tell Eric. I quickly started on my bike toward... I'm trying to get past the spelling. I quickly started on my bike towards Eric's, but then suddenly one of the eggs landed right in front of me. But it didn't really land. It sort of let out a small parachute from the top of the egg and floated down to the ground and then landed. Before it could land, I put my pedaling to full speed down the sidewalk. I just missed it with my front and back wheel. I was a block when I turned my head and saw a black and white spotted half Yoshi and half chicken. It looked just like what I thought I saw in the cloud, but this one was chasing me. When I realized I was on a hill and right behind him was these are all run-on sentences. Let me try this again. I was a block when I turned my head and saw a black and white spotted half Yoshi and half chicken. It looked just like what I thought I saw in the cloud, but this one was chasing me. When I realized I was on a hill and right behind him was an entire flock of those birds chasing me, I turned my head in front of me and saw I was going to crash into Eric's house. I yelled and they heard me because Eric's mom opened the door and I came crashing in. I told Eric to close the door and he did just in time because something crashed into the door. Chicken 2, How the Chicken Pecks. I had only one idea what that was. The first chicken. Finally, Eric asked me what's going on, and I said, "There's monster chickens out there." So, Zach, you're telling me that noise was a monster chicken crashing into the door? Yes! Look, Zach, there are no monster chickens out there. Yes, there are! Zach, there are no monster chickens out there, and I'll prove it to you. Well, how then? Well, I'll call up Ryan and have him come over. No, you won't. Well, then who? Let's have Andy M come over. Okay, call him up. Keep your shirt on. Hello, is Andy there? Yes, he is. May I ask who is calling? This is Eric. Okay, hold on. Hello? Who is this? This is the Boogeyman. The Boogeyman? Help! Should stress there's about 1,000 fucking E's in that help. This is ERIC. Oh, what do you want? What do you mean, oh, what do I want? I want you to come over, of course. Oh, okay, ERIC type guy, whatever you want. By the way, you scare me. Now hang up or else. Click. Beep, beep, dong. The echo of that bell always rings in my ears. Well, Zach, do you have any last words before you lose? I should mention I haven't read this until now. I'm reading this like for the first time in this many years or whatever as I'm reading it, but I have a good idea what's going to happen next. Yes, Eric, I do. There are monster chickens out there. What do you think I was biking away from? Probably thin air. I was really biking as fast as I could from thin air. Yeah, you probably were. I think not but I was interrupted by a loud screaming sound from outside the door. We went to the window beside the door and saw a big monster chicken chewing on Andy's head. See, Eric? I told you there were monster chickens out there. But Eric was just staring at the head in the bird's mouth. It was a half hour after Andy the monster chicken's outside dinner had been demolished. And Eric's mom had recovered from shock that I suggested to call up Ryan and have him come over. Sure, Eric said. Now you have him come over. Well, I said. Or wait, no. Sure, Eric said. Now you have him come over. Well, I said. Let's call him up and see if he even will come over. Okay, but you're going to call him up. Fine with me, I said, heading towards the phone. What's his number? I asked. Apparently his actual number is in this story. Okay, I said, picking up the phone and dialed the number. Beep, 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 boop, bop. It started to ring when there was a knocking at the door, and instantly I hung up the phone. Eric started up the stairs, but I yelled that it might be one of the birds. But Eric just went on, and when he opened the door, I gasped. Chapter 3. Excuse me. Chicken 3. Chicken wasps. I ran almost as fast as the speed of light. And not too soon either, because right when Eric opened the door, I closed it. And if I didn't get there fast enough, he would have been like a worm in a henhouse. I looked out the window, and to my surprise, more weird-looking eggs were hatching, only these guys looked different. These were red eggs, and what was hatching didn't look too nice. What was hatching was half chicken and half wasp. I quickly ran to the phone and dialed 911. Suddenly, I heard something coming from upstairs. Luckily, the door to the upstairs was locked. Eric's mom had found 2 swords in the basement that she gave to us. Out of nowhere, a huge stinger shot through the upstairs door. Eric ran to the upstairs door and got his sword ready. I ran to the garage, and Eric and his mom followed me. I told Eric's mom to drive her car to my house, and I told Eric to get on his bike and follow me. This is way safer, Zach. Of course. All right. Chicken 4, The Chase. It's a short chapter. Chicken 3. Real short Chicken 3. As soon as we got out, the whole building collapsed. Me and Eric were putting the pedal to the metal on our bikes. The chicken wasps were hot on our trail. My house was just a few more blocks up the street. We were almost to Ryan's house when one of those eggs landed right on my head and hatched. The egg... What word is this? The egg dissolved and the little chicken inside thought I was its dad. I didn't really care. All I cared about was getting to Ryan's before it was too late. When me and Eric got to Ryan's house, I sort of made friends with the little chicken, I guess, because he was different from the others. He didn't look like them that much because he had a big white stripe on his back, unlike the others. The other chickens had dots on them. I thought that since the others grew up fast, this one might too. And then he somehow could tell us how to beat the other chickens and send them back to where they came from. I thought about naming him Stripe, but that didn't have too much thought into it, so I named him Zippo. For a while, I thought that we had lost the wasp, but boy was I wrong. Ryan came over to me and asked what was going on, and I said, whatever you do, don't go outside. But then Ryan asked what I was holding, and the only thing I could say was to tell him the truth about that. God. But then Ryan asked what I was holding, and the only thing I could say was to tell him the truth about that he was really a monster, but then Eric saved our skins by saying, it's just our pet, nothing to worry about. It's not like he's a monster from nowhere at all or someplace we don't even know about. Eric, 2 words. Shut up. Okay. Excuse us, Ryan. Do you mind if we go up to your room? Sure. So Eric and I went up to Ryan's room and didn't expect to, and then it just ends. And I should mention, this was written in Microsoft Works, Works 95. So it's just a bunch of gibberish after this with, some random words thrown in. Because then the only other part I can make out after this is just what I thought I saw, well, it did. And then some other stuff saying it's from Microsoft Works and whatever. If I remember right, I think the next part was supposed to be we go up to his room and then plot out, what the hell is going to happen next. I think. I'm trying to remember what my mindset was. I remember a little bit of it. I'm assuming I must have just watched Gremlins with the whole stripe thing, but who friggin' knows? I didn't exactly keep notes when I was 11, but I think it was trying to figure out where to go next and how else to fight them off. And there's also like a dynamic going on here because you know how you have certain friends that you're like cool with and friends that you're not as cool with when you're younger. I think it should be noted at one point I wrote a different story where Ryan got chopped up by helicopter blades. So I think this was maybe on the edge of that where like we were going to try and sacrifice Ryan kind of the same way we sacrificed Andy. I'm not really sure, but that's the best I can think of. I think it's just trying to figure out what the hell was going to go on and I guess kill Ryan somehow. I have no idea. I don't know what I was going to do by sending Eric's mom to my house. Why we went to his had her drive us somewhere. I think it was cooler to like get on our bikes and ride like Queen does. I don't know. Anyway, that's all for this story. I'm going to try and find some more of these and see what else I can find. I wrote a bunch of these, so yeah, I hope that enriched your life. See ya.